What's happening in the world of EVs here in the USA? News reports seem to suggest we're facing the extinction of the electric vehicle. The federal government is pushing gasoline like a dealer at a rock concert. The news media shines the light on every single hiccup, every tiny bit of information, portraying the EV as the boogeyman of the automotive industry. I want to know the answers, so let's break it down together and find out what's really behind the slowdown. Imagine starting your day slipping into a car that whispers to life. No guttural roar, no choking fumes, just pure, instant torque that makes every merge on the highway feel like you're wielding a superpower. That's not some distant dream, folks. That's your daily drive in an electric vehicle right here, right now in 2025. Electric vehicles aren't just good, they're the future. There are zero downsides for the everyday driver. Smooth, simple, sensational. Electric vehicles are the adventure here at Jim's EV Adventures. So why on earth are the federal government and the far-right fossil fuel zealots fighting tooth and nail against them? They are fighting like they're blocking your path to the end of the world, saving you from some sort of monster who will zombify your very existence. Why? Think about it. The effortless joy of driving an EV, the massive savings that stack up year after year like compound interest in your favor, and then that head-scratching puzzle of why anyone would stand in the way of something this straightforward, this smart, this downright winning. Let's break it down together and learn the real reasons why the U.S. government is making it more difficult to own and operate an EV, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Let's kick off our discussion about the sheer thrill of owning and operating an EV. Picture this. You tap the pedal and bam, that gut punch torque hits instantly. 0 to 60 faster than you can say the words traffic jam. Highways aren't frantic anymore. They're your personal playground. And with regenerative braking, forget slamming on the brakes like you're wrestling a wild horse. You're gliding smooth as silk, recapturing energy without even trying. It's like your car actually cares about you. Fast forward to the 2026 and 2027 lineups. These modern marvels are loaded with tech that feels like magic. Seamless app integration means your seats are preheating on a crisp morning before you've even left the house, without having to start the car. All the while, the cabin stays whisper quiet. Crank your favorite podcast or take that work call. No yelling over engine noise. It's pure zen on wheels. And here's the freedom cherry on top. Less maintenance means more you time. No greasy oil changes to wait for. Fewer surprises to break down. Just reliable, set it and forget it bliss. My buddy switched last year and texted me. He said, "It's like trading a finicky old bike for a self-repairing rocket ship. I haven't popped the hood once. I'm basically on vacation every single time I drive." If it's this easy and fun, what's not to love? It feels tailor-made for real life, like the universe finally got commuting right. And speaking of real life, let's talk dollars, because EVs don't just make driving better, they make it way cheaper. Get ready to high-five your bank account. Fueling up? Well, wave goodbye to those $50 gas station gut punches. Home charging an EV, it's like sipping water from a garden hose. It's effortless and dirt cheap. Right now, as of October 2025, it costs just $5 to drive 100 miles in an EV versus $15 in any gas guzzler. Over a year of average driving, around 11,500 miles, that shakes out to about $575 to power your EV compared to $1,725 for that gas guzzler. That's over $1,100 in pure savings in your pocket. Hello, family road trip. And how does that magic happen? Let's crunch the numbers quickly, because numbers are your best friend. EVs are efficient rock stars. They squeeze about 3.5 miles or more out of every kilowatt hour of electricity you put into them. And at today's average rate of about 17.5 cents per kilowatt hour, 11,500 miles equals $575 a year. Gas cars are only averaging around 23 miles per gallon at $3.45 a gallon, and after 11,500 miles, that's $1,725. You're going to have to do the math yourself based on what you drive, but if you use those two numbers, 17.5 cents per kilowatt hour, which is the high average, and $3.45 per gallon, which is the high average, and how many miles you drive per year, you're going to find that you're saving 2/3 of the money you would normally spend on a gasoline car. Now, I'm not going to put this information on the screen because I want you to sit down with your pad of paper and your little pencil and verify them yourself. That way you can't call me a liar in the comments section. Your pen, your pencil, your paper, go do it. So, it is simple. EVs do use way less energy per mile, and it multiplies into real cash back in your jeans. Simple math, massive wins. And when you zoom out to the total cost of ownership, an EV will dominate over 7 to 15 years. Take the Chevy Equinox EV. It saves you $10,000 in routine maintenance over a 7-year period compared to a similar gas SUV. Even skipping incentives, you're banking $10,000 to $20,000 in lifetime savings because you're not relying on dinosaur juice to make explosions under your hood and to keep the engine lubricated to stop it from overheating. That's not vapor, folks. That's big money for most American families. And these are not pie-in-the-sky abstractions. They're freedom from skyrocketing gas prices that always hit families the hardest. EVs, they're the smart, stress-free choice that pays you back every single mile. So if EVs are easier, cheaper, and downright delightful, with not a single personal downside, why the backlash? Let's unpack that nonsense together, shall we? It starts at the top. Federal pushback, led primarily by Republicans zeroing in on incentives and mandates that make EVs easier to buy for everyday folks. But it didn't just stop with ending the EV incentive, the tax break, just a few short weeks ago. The Senate actually passed legislation blocking California's clean car rules, all while the oil giants high-five each other in the shadows of the Capitol building. Why? Well, it's not the electric vehicle. It's politics soaked in fossil fuel cash. Republicans cry foul on Democrat handouts, like credits that allow people to keep their own money, even as they shield companies gurgling oil right here in the USA. And let's not forget the elephant in the room: the subsidies propping up every single gallon of gasoline sold. So why do you think gas is cheaper in the USA than just about anywhere else on Earth? Because it's subsidized to the tune of upwards of $1 per gallon or more once you untangle the hidden tax breaks and credits that take some serious accounting and wizardry to spot. It's obfuscated in federal bureaucracy. We're talking billions funneled to big oil annually, keeping prices artificially low while they rake in record profits. Is that fair? Hardly. And all Americans, when they understand this duplicity, will finally get fed up. Let's go back 250 years. Remember the Boston Tea Party? We, the people, dumped British tea into the harbor over a 2% tariff. Big oil profits? Well, the top 5 big oil companies raked in over $1.2 trillion in 2023, with over $100 billion in profits. ExxonMobil led the way with an almost 10% profit margin. And for those of you who understand accounting, that means they had that much money left over after all expenses, including capital expenditures and operating expenses. With a 10% profit margin, you can imagine the bonuses for their top executives. Darren Woods, CEO of ExxonMobil, has taken almost $10 million in bonuses over the past 2 years. That's the median salary for 150 U.S. households, just in his bonuses. And the top 5 executives took in bonuses equal to the median salaries of over 500 U.S. households. But here's the real gut check that flips the script. Let's bring it back here to Florida, my state, a deep red state. But we're leading the Southeast USA. In fact, we're leading the eastern half of the U.S. in EV sales. A whopping 42% jump just this year alone. And over 1 in every 10 new cars zipping off the lots here in Florida are electric. That's above the national average, folks, even after the federal tax credit sunset. Why the boom? Because average Floridians, those truck drivers out hustling the interstates, the families just juggling their carpools, and retirees chasing sunsets, aren't swallowing the political spin. They're snapping up Teslas and Chevy Equinox EVs for those flat roads and balmy vibes that make range a non-issue and savings a slam dunk. As one analyst nailed it, a lot of vehicles are being purchased by Americans without the credit in place, proving that we're charging towards full electrification anyway. Incentives are not. This isn't political ideology. It's economics that work for real people. It's the freedom to choose what you drive. The concern about the economy, it's feigned. While politicians grandstand on bully pulpits, everyday Americans in red states like Florida are voting with their wallets, picking EVs that save cash, that cut hassle, and that deliver joy. The extreme right's narrative, it's all smoke. It's misinformation on mandates and foreign threats, flat out ignoring how EVs supercharge U.S. jobs and innovation. Think about it. If EVs slash your bills, simplify your life, and juice the economy with more than 20 million sold globally this year alone, why oppose something that empowers you? Is it raw fear of change? Or is it just parroting big oil's tired old playbook? Pause with me here. Does that even add up for you or for your family? And on the issue of the environment, come on. Who wouldn't cheer cleaner air that actually saves lives and trims billions in healthcare costs every year? It's a slam dunk win that we all deserve, red and blue alike. Florida's surge shows the way. Consumers get it. Now it's time for the noise to fade. It is time for those whose main mantra is "Make America Great Again" to allow the greatness of personal choice and get out of the way and let a free market economy decide our future instead of caving into the cronies and the fossil fuel cartels. Those cronies who are obviously and openly holding their puppet strings and demanding payback for the billions they invested in their political campaigns and buying their way into power. And my friends, if that is not third world politics, I don't know what is. This opposition from the right and from big oil is not set in stone. It's a choice we the people can question, and one you can flip starting today. EVs offer pure, unfiltered upside. It's effortless driving, it's unbeatable savings, a hassle-free life, with absolutely nothing to fear on a personal level. The opposition you hear blasting from big government bully pulpits, well, it's rooted in fear, or it's flat out powered by big oil dollars. Either way, it's dangerous. It's holding us back from the progress we crave and deserve, the progress we have always enjoyed as a free and open society. From the thrill of that torque-powered ride to the sweet relief of swelling in your bank account and the head-scratcher of why some still fight the future, EVs are calling us forward louder than ever. And on this channel, I will not be quiet about their benefits. Never, never, never. So don't let the noise drown out the signal. Test drive one this week and see for yourself. Crunch your own numbers at fueleconomy.gov and ask yourself, why wait? Join the millions already electrified in 2025, and let's craft a future where opposition feels like yesterday's exhaust, fading fast in the rearview mirror. Americans have never been afraid of progress. Americans have always led the charge in innovation. We have always stood at the front line when it comes to leading the world. We've always voted with our pocketbooks when breakthrough tech rolls in. The automobile itself, the airplane, the telephone, electricity, smartphones, computers, color TVs, you name it. We have always been on the front line. And along the way, skeptics scoffed at every turn. I'll never give up my horse and buggy for one of them newfangled automobiles, they said. If man were meant to fly, God would have given him wings, they said. Who needs a color TV when black and white's just fine? Or why do we need a computer in every single home? And now, from the hallowed halls of big government, we hear, drill, baby, drill, taking us backwards in time instead of looking forward and moving forward and embracing innovation. That mantra impedes progress. And to be honest with you, it's so dumb on the surface, I feel my IQ drop every single time I hear somebody say it. You, the consumer, hold the power in our free market engine. Now, plug in, hit the accelerator, and drive this revolution home. And have a few adventures along the way. The road ahead, well, it's electric. It's yours, and I can tell you from 6 years of personal experience, it is absolutely awesome. I want to thank you for stopping by today. I'm Jim, and here at Jim's EV Adventures, I'm going to loudly proclaim the benefits of driving electric because this is still America. And our freedom to express truth, long for justice, and live the American dream are as fundamental today as they were 250 years ago when we stood against the tyranny oppressing our freedom and feeding us lies. I hope you will join me on this adventure. I hope you will drive down the electric highway, and I hope I will see you out there or somewhere along the route from point A to point B. Thanks for stopping by.